Hi, my name is Vanessa Simpkins from TakeYourPowerBackNow.com, where I teach women how to take their power back from controlling relationships and situations, controlling people, and controlling self-imposed limitations of the mind. Do you ever feel like no matter what you do, people are always taking advantage of you? Do you ever wonder why you somehow always wind up on the bottom of your list of priorities? And are you tired and frustrated and feel that and wonder sometimes, like, how did life get so, I don't know, not fun anymore? Where did all the fun go in life? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you are in the right place. And I'm glad you're joining me. There are no accidents in life. I'm the author of a book called From Bankrupt to Making $900 a Day, Selling Mops. I'm also the host of the Transformational Breakthrough Summit, How to Release Your Resistance, Let Go of the Past, and Break Through Success. And today I want to talk to you about how to create healthy boundaries and why creating healthy boundaries ultimately will help you skyrocket your income. And the question gets asked me often, what does having healthy boundaries, how does this relate to money? And the answer is everything. Whatever's showing up in your reality is a mere reflection of what's going on inside you. So if you're allowing people to take advantage of you, that means, it's like life is scratching you, right? Scratching you with this problem, scratching you. And everything showing up in your life is just asking for you to look at it and for it to be healed. And so it's not something you can just hide underneath the carpet, which is often what we do, right? When relationships show up or situations show up, we kind of put it aside, ignore it until it really explodes and blows up in our face. So I want you to take this information to heart so that this doesn't happen to you. And I guarantee when you can heal these parts of yourself and really reclaim your power, this will, you'll have so much more confidence and energy, and that will also transfer into your finances. So this topic came about last night. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we'll call her Sally. Sally is a very prominent businesswoman. She's had a business for 18 years, let's say, in landscaping, and she signed a $60,000 contract. And I said to her, what's happening this week? And she said to me, Vanessa, I really don't even want to go to the client's house anymore because this couple, they're just so nitpicky. They're second guessing all of my decisions. They're looking at, everything I do. They're measuring things. They're telling us they're changing ideas in the middle of the plan. She goes, I just know that these clients are going to be so picky. I don't even want to go over there anymore. And I looked at her and I said, well, why aren't you saying anything? What's that about? And she goes, well, you're right. I just can't stand the fact that, they're taking advantage of my husband and he's so nice. And, I just can't stand people like this. And I said, well, why aren't you standing up to them? She says, you're right. I'm kind of pussyfooting around and, trying to be nice. And she says, it's really not about the money. We have money and we could just cancel the contract. I said, well, then what is it really about? And we started to dig deeper. We started to see that it was a story that Sally had created. And this is what everybody does. Life is created by definition, by the meaning we give it. And as young kids, we create these stories. We make a definition. We decide something. Something happens and we decide something. And because of that story keeps recreating over and over and over, right? Our minds are creative. So whatever we decide, we create. And so this, event is happening now in my friend Sally's life again and again to mirror one of these stories. And some of the stories have to do with, how hard or how easy it is to make money, whether we deserve to be happy, right? All of these stories. And so I want to give you 3 steps now to, really create healthy boundaries. And the first step is really to take a stand for your feeling. Take a stand for your feelings and honor yourself. And it takes a lot of courage. Because, one of the reasons we allow people to kind of, we pussyfoot around people and we allow them to step over us, we say yes when we mean no, is because in the back of our minds there's a fear, right? There's some kind of fear that says, if they don't like me or if I upset them, then, maybe I won't be loved or maybe I won't make the money or I have to, right? So I just want you to become aware that all of that noise and all that racket is really just your mind. And so the first step is to really take a stand for how you feel. The second step is to call it out. Whatever's happening, with this other person, if it's in a business relationship or personal relationship, when you call out what's happening, when you name it, when you bring it out into consciousness, it loses its power. It kind of fizzles out. You'll oftentimes leave the people like gaping at you like. So I was coaching my friend. I said, next time you're at their house, I want you to tell them something like this. I'd love to have, I love, to continue in this great working relationship with you, but I'm really afraid that this is going beyond what I can handle. I'm starting to feel like I don't even want to show up to work anymore because I don't feel, I just don't like working like this way. I don't like feeling that every time I make a decision, it's second guessed. I've been doing this for 18 years and this doesn't feel right anymore. I feel awkward and I feel like if I don't say anything, it's really going to damage our relationship. And then you shut up. So you bring it out into consciousness and then you be quiet, right? And it loses its power. And it also loses its power over you because oftentimes we make things out into our mind that are way bigger than what they really are. And the third step is to practice really honoring yourself. If you don't want to do something, practice saying no. Just say no. No, I don't feel like this. Or no, I don't think that's right. Or no, that doesn't feel right. And if you have a hard time with, working around and saying no, for example, I have a beautiful family, a wonderful family. However, some of my aunts can be very demanding and they're like my second moms. And so I want to leave you with a little trick. Whenever, somebody asks you to do something, often controlling people will want you to give them an answer right away. So one of the things you can say, if you can't say no, as you're building up to saying no, you can say something like this. You know what? I'm really going to have to get back to you. Let me think about it and get back to you. Let me think about it and I'll get back to you. This will infuriate people, especially controlling people, because they get their juice from kind of contorting and twisting you and making you fit into their nice little packages. So when you don't comply, you get to take your power back. You get to take your power back because you really do have the power to create an amazing life. And it all starts with cultivating your own sense of self-love. And that means working through all of these crazy self-imposed limitations that we have in our mind and stories about what we think is possible. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to learn more, please visit my site, takeyourpowerbacknow.com. My name is Vanessa Simpkins, and I'm taking a stand for your love, expansion, and freedom. Until next time, be wild.